Hey.
Alright, y'all, with the NBA season now a little over a week away. I did not even realize that. We're a little over a week away. I have some videos on the way with, Eastern Conference standings predictions, Western Conference standings predictions, and one team that I have struggled with so far this offseason to find a place for is the New Orleans Pelicans. As the preseason has gone on, I am quickly losing faith faster than I am gaining faith in them. Now, the Pelicans frustrate me because they're very similar. They're hitting that, Clippers threshold of, oh, if these guys are healthy, you better watch out for them as NBA Finals contenders. And I'll be honest, that was me last year. That was me the year before. But I am not making that same mistake this season, which is frustrating to me because I like a lot of the players on this roster. CJ McCollum is one of the best vets in this league. Brandon Ingram's a good bucket getter. Jonas Valanciunas has always been a very underrated center. Herb Jones, love Larry Nance. Trey Murphy is one of my favorite up-and-coming players. But without a true star player, this team is not going anywhere far in the playoffs, and unfortunately, Zion has just been the biggest question mark in the entire NBA health-wise since he's gotten into the league. He's become this sort of paradox where you need him to be healthy, but in order to get him healthy, he has to, play basketball games and get into basketball shape. But then at the same time, the more you play him when he's not healthy, the likelier he is to get injured. And I just feel like we're in this endless cycle of, oh, Zion's coming back. He's back. He's hurt again. Zion's now, he's got a rehab. Oh, Zion's coming back. He's back. He's hurt again. And I'm done with it. So again, that's not to say that I am officially out on them. But again, I'm quickly losing faith. And let's just say this preseason has not done them any favors in my mind. They have started the preseason 0-3. They lost to the Magic, they lost to the Houston Rockets, and then they recently lost to the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I'll be honest, I watched the Magic game, I watched the Rockets game. I have not yet caught up to the Hawks game, but I got the box score up here, and it's just looking like more of the same that I saw in the first two games. And at the forefront of their issues, again, it's Zion Williamson. He just does not look right. He does not look ready to be playing in NBA games, which is weird because, again, he's at a point where he seems like he's healthy. He's just not quite in NBA shape yet, which makes sense. I'm not trying to harass him for not being NBA ready in the first preseason action he sees in almost a year. But at the same time, these games are for ramping up for the regular season. You're supposed to be getting, acclimated, and he's just doing the opposite. He's not putting in much effort at all. He's playing pretty terrible defense. Offense, he's not looking for a shot. He's just moving the ball, which I recently saw a report that apparently the Pelicans just haven't put in any sets for Zion Williamson yet, which I don't even really know where to start with that. You don't have plays for your star player who's supposed to have the ball in his hands. I just don't know what they are doing. Although I will say again, looking at the box score from the Hawks game, Zion does look like he had probably his best statistical output so far. His 5 of 11, got to the free throw line 8 times, 5 assists, 16 points. Was a negative 14, which was good for second worst on the team. But he was also second in minutes played. So again, he's out on the court now. He's finally back on the court. I just wish that he would be showing a little bit more promise than what we've seen in the past from Zion. As for the rest of the team, Brandon Ingram has continued to look lost ever since playing for Team USA. I don't know if that did something to him mentally, but he just does not look the same as he has in recent years. Part of the reason why this team has had success when missing Zion is because Brandon Ingram steps up and becomes a number one guy. But so far, he is playing like a shot chucker, and it does not look pretty. Now, I will also add in the context, the team has not had Trey Murphy, Jose Alvarado, or Larry Nance to start this preseason. Those guys are all dealing with injuries. I believe Nance and Alvarado are a bit more minor, whereas Trey Murphy just had surgery on his knee. So I think he's going to be out for at least a month or so, maybe 2. But that is important anyway, because those are probably their 3 best players off the bench. But again, I don't think that should be an excuse for this team playing as poorly as they have, because it's not even like their bench has been that bad. It's the starters that have not been that great so far in this preseason. I mean, CJ McCollum has been doing CJ McCollum things. He seems to be the same, good floor general that he has been since coming to New Orleans. He can go get you a bucket whenever. He's good enough to create his own shot and, help stop runs, all that, yada yada good stuff. The only starter that I've truly been impressed by is Herb Jones. I like to go on the record and say that Herb Jones has been disrespected at times when it comes to voting for defensive awards at the end of the season for the past couple of years. And I understand that those kinds of awards are sometimes the tougher ones to vote for, but I don't know how you can watch Herb Jones and not see him as one of the best defenders in the league. That just doesn't make sense to me. But the main reason why I'm excited for him this season is because he seems to have taken another leap offensively. He's been shooting the ball really well, he hasn't been afraid to put the ball on the ground and get to the rim, and he's even shown some good finishing flashes that I hope can maintain throughout the season. And he hasn't been the only bright spot. There's plenty of other guys who I've been impressed with. Again, there's a lot of players on this Pelicans team that I like. They're just not exactly meshing together right now very well. But Kira Lewis has been really impressive to me as well. Coming back from the, I believe it was ACL injury last season. He played like the first 20 games or so. But he looks really good. He's an absolute blur on the court. He can get to the rim. He can pass after driving. He's been great on defense so far. And for a team that has CJ McCollum as their only true ball handling guard that they have in their rotation, outside of the occasional Jose Alvarado, Dyson Daniels, I think Kira Lewis should easily step into that backup point guard role. I think he's good to have a really nice bounce back year. I'm excited to see what he's got. And the other player that has me really excited from his preseason performances so far is rookie Jordan Hawkins. I'm not sure how much playing time he'll get once Trey Murphy is back and reinserted into the lineup, but Jordan Hawkins could be a really important piece for this team just because of the shooting that he adds to the roster. Shooting was one of the biggest concerns for the Pelicans this offseason. It was their biggest need, I guess you could say, because as an offense, they just did not shoot a lot of threes, and they didn't make a lot of threes. So to get someone like Jordan Hawkins was a huge pickup. He's a great movement shooter. He's a great floor spacer in general. He can put the ball on the ground and hit those little one dribble pull-ups. I would love to see him carve out some sort of a role as the season goes on. Again, he'll probably have some minutes until Trey Murphy comes back, but they should find a way to get both of them on the court, because if you could have Zion and Brandon Ingram doing their thing with good floor spacers like Trey Murphy and Jordan Hawkins, then this Pelicans team might actually start cooking something on offense. But until then, until we actually see a healthy Zion Williams that can stay healthy and play good NBA basketball again, I'm out on the New Orleans Pelicans. This Western Conference is too good. There are too many teams that have way less question marks surrounding them. And at the end of the day, if the Pelicans prove me wrong, then so be it. They prove me wrong. But for now, I think they're a play-in team at best. Maybe they're even the odd man out that misses the play-in. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that's enough for me about the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm getting sick of them. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see y'all in the next one.